Hi everybody, it's Sophia here. This is my CPS Seminar Final Presentation on the Cochlear Implant Family Camp internship that I had with the Listen Foundation this summer. Just to give you some background information about the CI Family Camp, it was started in 2001, 19 years ago, by Dr. Kelsel, who is this phenomenal surgeon who has done countless surgeries for his patients, implanting them with CIs, but also was really the first surgeon in the United States to implant children under the age of 5. He really saw this need to build a community for these families with young kids implanted to come together and make connections and share successes of their experiences and share methods and techniques and really build a community because it's really quite a small community. There's about 25 to 55,000 kids in the US with CIs out of 73.8 million kids. So Dr. Kelsel really saw this need to bring together this group nationally because most of these kids and families are the only ones in their communities and school districts going through this journey. And it can be so empowering to be surrounded by others who are like you and it's really quite inspiring. So the camp is a 4-day family camp weekend up in the YMCA park in Estes in Colorado, and it's full of really fun activities for the kids. It's basically just camp full of education for the parents and panels for the kids, but also tons of fun activities such as archery, a teen camp out, horseback riding, like rock climbing, zip lining, all those really fun camp activities. And it's really such a great weekend because it's the only time these kids with cochlear implants are the majority. So the camp used to be under this organization called the Colorado Neurological Institute, CNI, for about 17 to 18 years until they went bankrupt and the camp went up for grabs, basically. And the Listen Foundation was the one who ended up inheriting this camp. And the Listen Foundation is a nonprofit in Colorado that provides for and assists children who are deaf and hard of hearing and their families with access to proven speech, language, and listening therapy through the method of listening and spoken language therapy, LSL, to help them achieve a life of independence and success. And I actually was born deaf and I have 2 cochlear implants, and Dr. Kelsel was my surgeon, and I received my therapy services through the Listen Foundation, and I was also a camper at this camp for 18 years before I started volunteering there. And when the opportunity arose for me to do more than volunteer and actually do an internship, I couldn't pass the opportunity up because this camp has done so much for me as my development as a person and as part of my journey as a young adult living with CIs, and has given me some of the most inspirational people I've ever met in my life. And I could not pass off this opportunity to give more to an organization that has given so much to me. So at this internship, I really have 3 main goals and duties and roles that I have. So I have administrative tasks. I run the Facebook page for the camp, and I am also volunteering on the 2 sessions of the camp. My administrative tasks include a lot of tasks revolving around documents. I create flyers, I create the sign-up sheets for all the activities, I help create the name tags and print them, and I print all these documents, and I help print and organize the rosters and waivers and all these important papers. I also an aid in room and group assignments, which is a pretty big task because you want to put families with the same CI aged kids together, but sometimes you have siblings who are in different age groups that also want to have a great experience at camp, even if they don't wear CIs, and it could be quite a difficult maneuvering. I also help with the volunteers and making sure that they're appropriately assigned with different groups and different activities, and that they have all their waivers in. I also work with the camp director in brainstorming and supporting her thought process with helping organize all the musical details of camp, especially since I was a camper for 18 years. So I bring a lot of expertise and experience to the table that can help her. and I do a lot of organization as well. With the Facebook page, this has actually been a very big project for me this summer that I am just now getting into the swing of and will continue after this class. I am in charge of completely revamping the CI Camp Facebook page. I post pretty regularly in there now, but I am in the process of creating a Facebook proposal for the listen board and for the camp director, in which I've created a content schedule for a year with posts organized with scheduled posts for each week, highlighting different features of the camp, all of our different sponsors, our volunteers, inspirational posts in the CI community, you name it. I've been out there creating it for this camp, and creating a style guide, and also providing like Facebook usage and managing and fundraising suggestions to propose to the board. The ultimate goal with the Facebook page is to really keep families connected to not just the camp, but to the community that the camp creates. And last but certainly not least, I am a volunteer for the 2 sessions of camp. So camp runs from, the volunteers work from Thursday afternoon of the camp weekend at 12 p.m. through Sunday morning at 11 a.m. It's about over 72 hours of volunteering per session. I volunteer for both the June camp and for the August camp, and during that weekend, we're helping the camp director run camp on the ground and managing all the details. We're also being a mentor to campers and their families, especially since some of the volunteers, myself included, wear cochlear implants. We're really trying to help inspire advocacy and confidence, but also really aid in building connections and community between the families and the attendees of the camp. My internship with the CI Family Camp, as well as the materials we've been reading throughout this course, has really impacted my professional and academic goals in 3 main ways. The first is sort of a change in mindset and a differences when examining the nonprofit sector. The TED Talk by Dan Pallotta about the ways in which we think about charities is wrong was really influential in seeing the 5 discriminations that nonprofits face. In seeing that, and it adds recognition to the fact that social issues such as homelessness or climate change or disability advocacy or whatever not only have a lot of systemic and institutional layers to work through within their own social issues, but have another layer of these subconscious systems that really prohibit the whole sector from really being able to enact true sustainable change. This is really good for me to recognize this because I want to have a career in this sector. As I can want to go into this career, it's also really important to keep in mind issues brought up by Bloom, Rhodes, and Strom in their articles about philanthropy and donors, because I will be interacting with charitable billionaires and big foundations, and this will help me be analytical and critical about the intent and integrity of these very big sources of resource, especially keeping in mind the whole differences with the nonprofit sector and the for-profit sector. And then last but not least, the article about good citizenship by Westheimer and Kahn really kind of helped me realize that I am a participatory citizen who wants to use my majors of communications and sociology to become more justice-oriented citizen, especially as I'm looking for a career within the nonprofit sector. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you were able to see the impact that camp has had for me as well as for the families, and that the way this course has also impacted me. Once again, thank you for your time.